Hello everybody, today we're playing with Hazoret Godseeker. It's a 2-mana 5/3 legendary creature god with indestructible and haste and has start your engines. Starting your engines is a mechanic from Aether Drift that if you have no speed you start at 1 and increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life, and max speed is 4. So Hazoret cannot attack and block unless you have max speed and has activated ability for 1 and tap. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. So Hazoret on our own doesn't do much, but it starts our engine, so we can play a start your engine synergy in our deck. And our commander has two functions. Number one, by having power 5, very easy to crew a vehicle. So we're running the cheap and efficient vehicles, and we have a couple late game vehicles. Thanks to Hazoret, for very cheap, we're able to crew pretty much almost any vehicle we want. And that's one of the abilities. And the second advantage of having Hazoret is it can make creatures that really want to attack but have only 2 or less power. For example, a lot of the goblins. Squee, Dubious Monarch, Facebreaker, he wants to attack, Legion War Boss, Krenko, though he becomes larger later. We also have the ship's mascot, Hull Squad Heavy, and so on. There are quite a few. There are even more you can craft that we make these creatures unblockable. We get a board, and we are guaranteed our damage to start to get to max speed. We also have some special creatures on one. For example, the Courier and the Ginger Brute are specifically here because there is a setup where we can run a land. We have around 4 or 5 lands with start your engines, but they're colorless. So we play these, start our engines on turn 1, and we can play these two creatures. But it's a very rare case scenario we get these two setups, but that's the advantage. And by having it in our lands, we don't have to play Hazoret on turn 2. We can play another creature with haste and keep those counters up and just play Hazoret when we're at max speed. So what's our main game plan? Early game, Red has very efficient removal for small creatures. We can even play cards like Reckless Rage because we can just target our own Hazoret, and it's a very efficient removal. We have quite a few vehicles, so Road Rage helps quite a bit. And the rest is just to deal with early game blockers. We do run a bit of an equipment, and mainly to gain flying, because Hazoret, by the time we get to max speed, the opponent has a lot of blockers, so we want cheap ways to give Hazoret flying if we need to finish the game. As for the last equipment is the Stormforged armor, just because we can equip it on our indestructible creature, and once we're at max speed, we are doing quite a significant amount of damage. So this is the list. Let's see how we do with Hazoret. Against Ureni. Alright, we'll try this hand. We do have removal for an elf. That's why I'm keeping this hand. Is that alright? Bit unfortunate, because I would like to play the Punisher. I think we're playing the Punisher. We don't get the trigger because it's on their turn, but... Alright. I think we bolt the Sarkhan here and we go for the War Boss. I'd like to haste the Phoenix. So I think we're naming Phoenix here so it doesn't get countered. Go for full damage here. How much damage is possible? Rift? Fine. So yeah, it's something. We forced a rift. And I believe he can't cure. 5, 6. Go here, and this one. Go here. Oh, those has to fight? Ooh, is that lethal? Like that. Is there a way I cannot hit Kira? 1, 4, 6, and there you go. Alright, that's weird. I believe the one that goes face. Keep doing damage here. Next land, I believe, is 1 off. He can play the Lapis. Okay. Giving him the counters. Give the dwarf. Are we dead next turn? I don't think so. I'd like the Phoenix. It's only 1, right? Cool. Doesn't matter. Some damage here. Got a block. Max speed. You have 2 blockers. He's got potentially 5 mana there. Alright. He has to deal with the Punisher. Alright, good game. We were fast enough. Punisher doing work. It's very good into multicolored decks. And Hazoret giving our token makers unblockable. GG's. Unfortunately, go second. Very mulligan, alright. Can't save the elf. We have the dog. Alright, pass. See if they play Bill. Alright. Does get the crew. Can't do nothing about that, but Bill goes. It's counter. Problem is this thing destroys artifacts, I believe. Yeah, so our artifacts are not very good. They're on the unfortunate side. At least we started our engines. Let's see if he hits with the dog or keeps it as a blocker. Alright, that's good for us. I think it's too late for Fable. We have to start getting our counters to start our engines. Let's go. Get to 2. Next turn we can Facebreaker. They may play Bill. Okay, he's scaling. I don't really matter. It doesn't really matter too much. Go up here. Mark commander. But I just want the face breaker. Until the end of your next turn. Do we get the value now or later? I think we keep the mana, as I'm thinking to play the Galleon. He wants to play Bill and get up quite a few counters. Alright, fine. He bought a turn. Let's see, we have some lands. Uses his turn to set up. Alright. I'm okay with this. We go with the dog. Alright, fine. Okay. Do we have time with this? Alright, let's go. Maybe? Maybe I have the crazy start. I don't think there's a way we can win, but we'll see. Do you need a Thrill Seeker combo with Hazard? I think I would ideally want a creature with 3 power. But Hazard can work fine. Next turn we can Phoenix. Alright, start engines. Doing damage here. We could enlist with the sergeant. We wouldn't be able to crew though. It depends on what he plays next turn. If he has a way to gain 2 mana, oh, he does. Right now he has 3. So we're dealing with Ugin next turn. 2, 3, 4. No, he doesn't have time for Ugin. Not yet. Okay. One of the reasons we have the fetch lands is we're gonna get the mine. Do we play you and enlist? It needs 3, right? It's not the most mana efficient. I think we play the... what he plays next turn. Right. Is he dealing with Hazoret or the chick? Alright. Give me something with 3. I'm missing that 1 mana. Because I'm thinking Thrill Seeker. We can do a double vehicle, but we need 6 power to crew. What's the best play here? Because I think the vehicle won't do much. If we go U, we can enlist. Gain it 3. Go to 4. It is very close. I think the vehicle may be it. Nine. Our max speed. We have the artifacts. Those are gonna be our fallback. Because Ugin cannot destroy artifacts, cannot exile. Okay, so that's his game plan. Alright, we get the dragon, and he gave us the token so we can gingerbread as well. Goes much damage as possible. You can block any of the ones, but we have lethal. Alright, GG's, we got there. In spite of being a bit slow, our vehicles carried us. Because Ugin cannot exile artifacts, has to have a color, so we were still gonna be hitting our opponent with the vehicles, even the flyer. Hazoret also has haste, so we're able to go through the ramp. GG's. Alright, we need removal for the elf. I don't think we can keep this in. It would be very risky. Do we have time? Okay. I like Sting Can, but we can Sting him and give him the. It's an instant as a sorcerer. Or block. Alright. Interesting, he didn't block with a 1/1. Captain would be good here. I'd like to give it haste. What's the other mana efficient play we can do? We'll lean a block here. Another block if he needs to. Alright, we got there. We just played a bunch of spells. I think we even tapped, removed the 3 counters, and we were 1 off from Hazoret. But GG's, we just got there. Very weird he didn't want to block, or didn't play Puck earlier. But even in spite of the counter's transformation, we're able to go for the win. GG's. For the post-game wrap with Hazoret Godseeker, it's a fun vehicle deck. I like quite a bit these Amonkhet gods that let uh, let let me play vehicle setups. A lot of them work with this style. This is the cheapest one of the gods, just at 2 mana. So you really want to play a vehicle theme deck. Hazard works pretty well. Because there's not that many vehicles in just red, we have to run alternate game plans, and that's where all the give a small power creature unblockable is quite useful. We have the setup. I end up liking it quite a bit. One of the important thing is to have enablers with Hazoret that lets you keep getting start your engines counters. For example, spear or just a small creature with haste and flying, any sort of evasion. This is also where the vehicles help quite a bit to get to max speed. I also like to getting the fetch lands. In Mono Red feels weird. Why would you play them? And that is to get Dwarven Mine. As you saw in the gameplay, there were several matchups where I just got the dwarf, and it's just an extra creature, it's an extra blocker. Also, the creature can crew our vehicles, end up being quite helpful. And also, finally, it's very important to have just finishers, creatures that can get large and have haste or are very annoying to deal with to help us finish those last hit points because we're constantly doing chip damage, but there's a point we have to end the game quickly because our removal will start to get outscaled. That's one of the big disadvantages with mono red is dealing with larger creatures becomes quite difficult. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment below which other commanders would you like me to play. Thanks for watching.